Alright, let's take a look at the stock chart of AMD, see where it's going, where it's likely to go. As you can see, AMD broke above kind of downtrend line here. It broke up here, went down again, which we can withdraw the downtrend line. Actually, it formed kind of double bottom, and when it broke above this downtrend line, it went up, and we have a bullish cross here, and from there it started a new uptrend. So at this moment it has gone up by quite a lot, and it kind of didn't find support at the 200 MA, but slashed below the 200 MA, but went back up, started a new uptrend, and it has been able to stay relatively above the rising 20 MA most of the time. And so it has gone up quite a lot. The question is whether it can still continue to move up. Maybe we can just draw this trend line and use it as a gauge. When stocks go up by a lot, it's not unusual to see it correct or sideways. But this uptrend line is very good. It has not dropped below the uptrend line yet, which tells us that the trend is still good. And right now it's just consolidating sideways, and maybe we can just draw a support area here. And stock has gone up, maybe it's a bit tired, that's why it's trading sideways, but the lows here can be a good support area. And if NVIDIA continue to stay above this area, AMD continues to stay above this area, then it's mostly gonna trade sideways and maybe break up higher. But you want to be careful and start to be a bit careful if it drops below the uptrend line or the rising 50 MA. Now looking at the weekly chart, actually we can just take a stock. Actually we can say it broke above a channel of the weekly chart. You can draw this movement, take a measured move, and actually if you take the measured move from here to here and it breaks above this channel and you project the measured move, it has already met the target here. So we are actually at the end of the move already. Don't know whether it will continue to trade sideways and just break up higher. I see a bottoming tail here. Usually what I like to do is, because bottoming tail, it rejects the low. What happened throughout the week was the selling, and then eventually the stock AMD closed back up. So I normally use the bottoming tail as a gauge. If the stock is able to trade above the bottoming tail, then most likely it's going to go higher. Oh, here's a wonderful double bottoming tail setup. Remember I said if a bottoming tail forms and the stock is able to stay above the lows of the bottoming tail, then most likely it's going to go higher. Here's a setup where if you can actually draw a downtrend line in the daily chart as well. Once it breaks above the downtrend line, above the bottoming tail, it's a trade setup. You buy here, put the stop loss here, and look, it's good reward to risk ratio. So here's another setup, bottoming tail setup. Maybe you think you can just draw a downtrend line in the daily chart. So far, this is the former highs, and if you remember your technical analysis, the former highs once overcome becomes a new area of support. So even if the stock drops below the bottoming tail, but as long as it stays above this area of support, it's an area, okay, not an exact price. If let's say AMD trades sideways and stays above here, it's still strong, and we can still consider it to be bullish, and maybe just trade sideways and eventually break out higher. So definitely this stock is in a weekly uptrend, daily uptrend. We just want to know where to buy it again for the next trade. Consolidation, breakout, or dips. Now here is a very large bullish candle. So what usually happen is, if there's a large bullish candle, you want to see the stock stay above the top 50% of the bullish candle. And if it's able to do so, like it's now, most likely it's going to go up higher. Some lessons we can learn is AMD broke above this weekly downtrend line, and from there it started a new weekly uptrend. So don't discount the power of breaking above weekly downtrend line, because when it breaks above a weekly downtrend line, it's a sign of a change of trend, and makes higher high, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher highs. Oh, in the past it did give some very nice setup as well. Weekly chart, here is a support area and support area, and stock drops to around the support area. Here's a Bible dip. No doubt you can draw a downtrend line in the daily chart as well. So a lot of setups. Let's go back to the daily chart. Here are 20 MA setups, where when it drops to the 20 MA, actually here's a Bible dip. But let's go back to these areas here. In the weekly chart, right, it's a bottoming tail. Remember, if I remember clearly, when it breaks above the daily downtrend line, you buy it. Breaks above the daily downtrend line, you buy it. So many examples. And even here, back, if you look at the weekly chart, here's the previous high support, drops around there. When here's like a triple bottom, if you will, break above the downtrend line, you buy it and put a stop loss. So sometimes when you study history, it's important to study history so that next time you can learn from it. Let's go to the weekly 60-minute chart. 60 minute, here's like a cup and handle pattern, you know. If this is the cup, is the handle, you buy the breakout, stop loss here, and that's why it continue to move higher, especially if the cup and handle happens, the breakout happens when it's above the 60-minute 20 MA. So right now it's still too early to say a trend has changed. It's just trading sideways at the moment. But definitely a very wonderful stock. There are so many. Here is a kind of trade setup as well. When stock is at the rising 200 MA and it breaks the downtrend line, you can actually buy the breakout here, the stop loss, and strike it higher. So there's a lot of things we can learn when we study stock charts and learn the history. It takes a bit of a technical analysis, a knowledge to be able to understand what I'm saying. But well, I hope you find this helpful. If you like it, please press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more analysis like that.